protect your business from the fastest growing crime of the 21st century. Find out here. You're watching Technology Review. Hi, welcome to another episode of Technology Review. I am your host, Mac Jackson Jr. This is December 15th, 2017. Technology Review is a show that helps educate and informs the public on today's cyber technology and cyber threats. Also, we talk about tech gadgets as well for business and personal productivity. Did you know that every 2 seconds someone has their identity stolen by a cyber criminal? There's over 16 million new victims of identity theft reported to law enforcement every year. According to the Federal Trade Commission and the Justice Department, identity theft and cybercrimes are the fastest growing crimes of our century. But you don't have to be a victim, folks. With a little bit of knowledge and education, you can protect yourself, your family, your business from cyber thieves and cyber attacks. So how do they happen? Well, that's what we talk about in this show. Hi, my name is Mac Jackson Jr. I'm a cybersecurity professional. My background is in law, business consulting, legal, and compliance. And what I do is I work with companies to help mitigate the damages of identity theft and fraud that can affect you, your family, and your business from cyber thieves. If you'd like to find out more about my show, if you're a first-time viewer of our show, you can find me on the web at macjacksonjr.com. That is macjacksonjr.com. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube for our previous videos. And we're here live every Friday at 3 p.m. on WCOBM.tv. That's WCOBM.tv/Technology Review. If you'd like to see some of our previous shows, definitely tune in. If you can't watch us live here at 3 p.m. on Fridays, definitely take a look at our archive shows and see some of my interviews I've done with industry experts and industry leaders in the field of technology and cyber. In today's show, we're going to discuss information on technology, identity theft and fraud. We have a new story on net neutrality that will affect everybody that's out there. Even those of you listening to this message right now, net neutrality affects you as well. I'll have a guest in my second segment from Canon Scanners. We're going to talk about the new innovations in scanners that are coming up. And also, we're getting prepared here in Las Vegas for the CES, Consumer Electronics Show 2018. So definitely stay tuned. We have a great show intact. But first, I want to say hello and thanks to all of our listeners and our supporters of our show, Technology Review. If you've been part of our show here, we really appreciate them. If you'd like to be a part of our show, you can send us an email with your questions to info@macjacksonjr.com. That's info@macjacksonjr.com. And if you'd like to be a part of a sponsorship of our show, we'd like to thank our awesome sponsors. They include Canon Scanners, Martin Harris Construction, Turi Consulting Group, Nevada Bankers Association, and many, many other awesome sponsors that help support our show here on WCOBM.tv. If you'd like to be a sponsor of our show for as little as $5 a month on Patreon, if you go to patreon.com and go into Technology Review, you could become a supporter of our show here as well. Definitely appreciate that. Or go to our website at macjacksonjr.com. So to start off, we're going to talk about what is identity theft. We all understand that identity theft is when someone wrongfully acquires another person's personal identifiable information, we call it PII, and uses it for nefarious activities like building a profile of the individual victim and then selling that profile to other criminals, whereas they're committing cybercrimes. These nefarious activities could be anything from financial gains by getting a new credit card in someone's name to a utility bill, posing as the victim to get a new cell phone even, or real estate. Yes, that's right, folks, even real estate. There's been several different cyber attacks that have happened throughout the world over this last year, including the major one from Equifax. And if you are a victim of that, you need to make sure you are prepared and you have created a credit freeze on your account. So those are some of the things that can happen with you if you're a victim of cybercrimes. But what you can do today is make sure you check your credit report. You run your credit report and see if you see anything suspicious on your credit. And if you do, definitely note it and report it to the credit reporting agencies as well. And if you suspect there's been fraudulent activities on your account with your banks or your financial institutions, report them immediately. And also report it to the Federal Trade Commission as well. Now, these are a lot of steps to take, and those of you out there may have never encountered this type of situation and what to do. There is a way that we can help you as well. You can order my book. I have a book called How to Protect Your Family from Identity Theft. It sells for $19.95. It's available on my website at macjacksonjr.com. It's macjacksonjr.com. Take a look at my book where I go through the step-by-step process of what you can do if you had a cyber attack, if someone has stolen your identity, and someone from your family as well. So make sure you take a look at my book. Make sure you get a credit report check of your financial situation every quarter. Also, the young or the elderly of your family as well, also check their credit as well. If there's anything suspicious, definitely report to law enforcement right away. It's very important that you do that. For example, some of the things that will happen when your credit is being compromised is that the hacker would probably try to get a credit card in your name, but change the address on the application to have the credit card sent to a mailbox operation or some other address where it's hard to trace it, and thereby racking up charges and having you being responsible for it. So it's very important that if you have mail sent to you with pre-credit card orders and that you didn't request, make sure that you shred those documents so there's no personal identifiable information about you that you've put in your garbage, because there are people there that do a thing called dumpster diving. Well, they will go into the garbage cans pretending like they're homeless or panhandlers, folks. They would pretend like they are, and they would panhandle through garbage, not looking for food. They're looking for PII, personal identifiable information. This information is then used to be sold on the dark net, the underground internet, where other hackers will put together the pieces of information that they have acquired from their hackers, building a profile of the victim of individuals. Once this profile is established, where they have the majority of information that could falsely and fraudulently create documents and information about you, they will then go to loan institutions and other financial institutions to get loans in your names, homes in your name, and cars, even utilities turned on in your name. That's why it's very important to shred any documents that you're not going to be using, that you receive in the mail, that you wish to destroy. Make sure they are destroyed properly before you throw them away. And that will give you an extra layer of protection from these cyber hackers that are out there. And again, there's other information like this you will find in my book, How to Protect Your Family from Identity Theft and Fraud. Again, it's $19.95 and it's available at macjacksonjr.com. These are just some of the ways. In the show also, we're going to talk about what's happening in the news, and that's the new Federal Trade Commission just yesterday passed the anti-net neutrality. What that means, folks, is that it will change the way that we see things on the internet. Content on the internet now will be based on its value versus its equality, meaning that some sites you will have to pay more to visit and see, while other sites you will have a lesser price to pay for at that access, and those sites may come up slower. For example, AT&T, they are offering DirecTV now for free. Well, why DirecTV over Netflix or others? It's because they've actually paid more money now. They have the freedom to do this. The bad thing about this, we need to have the freedom of the internet, because the internet is a worldwide utility. 20 years ago, it was a leisure item to have. Nowadays, it is a necessity. Just like 100 years ago, having electricity was a leisure, but now it is a necessity. We need it to operate and to survive having electricity. The same thing is with the internet. We need to have the internet for commerce, entertainment, education, almost everything aspect we do in our lives, we need the internet for it. It needs to be fair and equal, and not have governmental organizations controlling what information can be given out to the masses. And again, the internet is not U.S. The internet is worldwide. So what the Federal Trade Commission did is controlling or giving power to big businesses in the U.S., where the world itself has access to the internet. So it's really interesting to see. There's going to be several lawsuits coming up here, so stay tuned and keep your eyes open for this, because it's definitely will affect everything you do online. Internet should be free, folks. We shouldn't have it controlled. Thank you for joining us here in this segment. Be back in after these messages for our continuation of a technology review. Talk to you in a minute, folks. Thank you.